All right. It's that time. It's time for Beyond Sight and Sound. Let's do this.
Hey boys and girls, we are going to talk about S&W shooters and prospectors. What is S&W shooters and prospectors?
We at S&W Shooters and Prospectors help people find treasure.
Did you say treasure?
Yes, treasure. Just listen to this amazing review from our happy customer, Jackie Sparrow.
Chocolate ship-shape and a pleasure to deal with. I was able to buy everything that I needed at prices that were shillings less than others. I found my 9 pieces of 8 in no time. Savvy?
I know you're asking yourself, why should I shop at S&W Shooter and Prospectors?
Chuck Smalley has over 45 years of metal detecting experience. He works with each customer one-on-one to customize their setup to match their skill level.
So if you always dreamt of being a pirate, contact Chuck at S&W Shooters and Prospectors and he'll dig up a great deal for you.
Eye patch and rum not included.
Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show.
All right. We're back. We're live. Once again, we are here. And I see everybody's dropping in. We're going to get Chuck plugged in here, too, so we can have him up and see what's going on. There's all sorts of people moving around here. They're starting to drop in now. Ohio Relic Hunter, Jason, Bill Hayes, Scott McClurry, Mindy from Detecting the Heartland.
Mindy, Janet, Lauren, all the gals are coming in tonight. Yeah, Tam, what's going on? So,
Hey,
well, Ohio Hunter said he's been out shroom hunting, but he was running a couple hours late or something. I don't know. He must have found something.
Could be. You never know. You just never know. I'll tell you what, though, since we've got a number of the ladies in the chat, they may want to be following the show, too, because we've got a Mother's Day giveaway coming up.
Cool.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
And for everybody in the chat, let's see. I wonder if Mike's in yet. I don't think he is. But that's all right. We'll give it a few minutes. I'm going to try a little experiment tonight and see how things go. But
Okay.
we'll let a few more folks drop in before we try that. We'll see if we can't break something. Because I know back in the past when we had tried to do stuff like that with Spreaker, sometimes it didn't like it so hot. But we may bring back an old trick tonight just to see if it works or not.
Oh, sometimes old tricks still work. You can only hope.
Right. Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
exactly. We hope it works, but we'll see what happens. And I'll tell you what, somebody come out and got a hold of the thermostat, turned the temperature up.
It wasn't hot here. It was 72 today, but we had a pretty good brisk wind down out of the northwest. And but tomorrow it's supposed to warm up and rain. Imagine that, with a slight chance of thunderstorms.
And bite my tongue, I can't believe I'm going to say it, but we could use some rain.
We are pretty well soaked.
With all the rain that we have gotten, it doesn't seem like we've gotten much. I mean, the ground it's not dry enough that you can't dig, but it is a little dry.
A little dry. We've been having rain. The mushrooms are popping, getting a few. I'll spend a little time if it's not pouring in the morning and take a hike and see what I can come up with. And then
Ooh.
a friend of mine, they got 6.5 pounds yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah,
He's on a spot.
He's on a spot. So that's cool. That's cool.
Absolutely. You can't beat that.
No,
6.5
pounds. 6.5 pounds. It's a little south and east of here, but he and his wife picked for a couple hours, literally in one general area.
And I assume these are morels?
Yes. All the grays, the yellows are starting to come up, but the grays are still abundant. And locally on Facebook, there is a restaurant in the vicinity that put up, they're paying up to $50 a pound for the restaurant.
I need to start mushroom hunting.
Yeah. Hey, Michael Treckler's in the house. Hey, Mike.
Mike Treckler?
Yes.
I ain't seen his name in a coon's age.
Yeah.
Well,
that's good.
Only good to see him, though.
Yes.
Welcome aboard, Mike.
Scott says the food truck for DTH has his mouth watering. I hadn't seen that yet. I haven't been online. Well, I was online, but I was working with stuff today. So that sounds good. That sounds good. That will be fun. And Richard's in the house. How you doing, Richard Kruckmeyer?
Welcome aboard, Richard.
Yeah. Good to see you.
Welcome aboard.
Him, I think, at DTH, won't I, Richard? Maybe.
I believe so.
Yeah. Dennis.
And it's been a while since I've seen Richard, too. I want to say the last time I saw Richard was Swing into Summer.
Yeah. Galesburg.
Yeah.
I saw him, I think, after that in Florida. And that's been a while.
Right. Yeah. So that'll be nice to be able to catch up with him at DTH.
Mindy says Garrett is shipping this week.
Yeah, I saw that. I was just gonna ask if you had much of any updates on DTH since you will be attending?
The only thing I know is I got a room in Boone, and I'm going to try to be there early Friday, scope the place out, and I talk with Casey, and we've got some things coming for it and what we're going to do. And I've got some raffle items for just the evening before on the meet and greet, and then some raffle stuff for the next day. See if I can make a few more bucks for the Junior
Diabetes Research Foundation.
Yep, Research Foundation, and make a donation. I've always been able to make a donation every year to the charities of the choice, and we've done pretty well for them. So we'll see what I come up with.
Yeah.
There's gold involved on Friday night.
Oh, yeah. Everybody likes gold.
Meet and greet, I have something that nobody else has in gold, and I'm going to raffle it off.
Ooh. So people are definitely going to want to be in attendance at the meet and greet.
Yep. And then the next day, there'll be gold involved again in a raffle. And
sounds like there's a lot of gold flying around.
We're going to see. I mean, yeah, you guys all got a detector, pinpointer. For those who forget, I will have pinpointers, shovels, dig tools, and pouches on hand for sale.
Headphones?
The headphone thing anymore isn't like it used to be, where you could have
a little complicated with all the different interfaces.
MyLabs and
Noctas and Garrett's.
Yeah, and this and whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, that's just, don't forget them.
Yeah, you're not sure what to bring as far as stock.
I'll have
maybe some coil ear protectors or snake skins.
I don't have snake skins. I have Aquatex, but they'll be specific to MineLabs.
MineLab. Correct.
Yep. And Janet, if you would like to do that, you can.
I assume Janet's going to DTH.
Well, she asked the question. I told her she could. So, can she send a check for a donation? Yeah. So we can.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, last year, part of the Shooters and Prospectors donation is what had me wearing glow in the dark, flashing green ponytails.
Yes, it did. And you did well doing that.
Yeah. We took it up a notch too. We even dyed the hair and the goatee, and somewhere John Ramoska has a phenomenal picture of the night hunt with me out there with the light up glasses and the glowing, flashing ponytails. Looks like something out of Predator.
Yeah. Janet says that no DTH this year. So they aren't going there. So anyway, it'll be a good time. And they've got a lot of nice prizes and stuff to be buried. I'm just going to hope that I can go out Sunday morning after it's all done and walk around and detect the camp. Richard, I am staying at the America Inn in Boone. I know Dennis is staying there. Frankie and I got rooms there. So that's where we're staying. We're probably okay, Janet. And probably just 15 minutes or so, probably from the campsite, the way I understand it. I didn't swing down to Ames. You stayed in the America Inn, Richard? Okay, sounds like a party. We're getting close, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Mindy says we can detect on Sunday till 12. That'll work.
Right? I don't see a problem with that.
Oh, he's staying with Chris. He's staying with Chris Moan.
Ah, nice. There you go. Yeah, split a room kind of helps offset the travel expense and everything.
So, yep. Ought to be a good time. Keep your fingers crossed that the weather settles down for central Iowa. And we have a good weekend out of the deal.
Right. Yeah, we'll definitely have to see what happens. Hopefully the weather is good because this is a rain or shine event.
Right. Right. So, anyhow, there'll be some fun times
People
to be had.
will have to keep that in mind.
I'm sure he will, Mindy.
Mm-hmm.
You can bet on it. She asked if Frankie's going to have rhubarb wine. Usually he's listening in. He's not on tonight with us.
Well, you know, I talked to Frankie just a few days ago, and he asked me if I was going to be at DTH. And I'm like, no, unfortunately, I can't make it this year. And he's like, oh, well, you know, I'll have a few bottles of my Kool-Aid.
Yep.
And now he's trying to figure out how he can get one to me. And I told him, I said, you know what? I'll be around sooner or later, and I can get one in.
Oh, Phil's in the house.
Phil is in the house. Well, when Mrs. Bortner gets in,
Okay.
maybe Phil can remind her that she's going to want to stay tuned this month to the show because at some point we've got a Mother's Day giveaway.
Oh.
And that's all we're going to put out there about it for now.
For now. Okay.
And I guess we'll go ahead and wait for Mrs. Bortner to show up if she's in or coming in. And then we'll see if we want to let them rip with some guessing.
Right. So.
And then we'll see what happens. We'll see if we break something or what. I guess if we go off air, we go off air if it breaks.
Yeah. And Richard, yes, all the best for your son. He's starting dialysis.
Oh.
Home.
Yes.
Yes.
All the best. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
We'll keep him in our thoughts, definitely. That can be a little bit of a tough road.
Yes, it can.
You know, a lot of that stuff can be, but thankfully there are a lot of people out there that they're fighters. There's Shannon. And mindset really does have a lot to do with these different afflictions.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to stay positive. I have not, however, seen Mike L.
No, I haven't seen him key in yet tonight.
I wonder if that's why Shannon was busy. She's already booted him out of the chat again somehow.
So, yeah. But nope, it'll be a good time. And silver kind of tanked and gold dropped off, but it's climbing back up again, which there's profit taking going on.
Right.
Yeah.
What did you happen to check today? What are we setting around? Or I'm sure somebody in the chat can tell us too.
Well, I know Dennis is right on it. I don't have my phone down here. I can click on Kitco right away and see what current spot is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Dennis is usually on top of it. He keeps a pretty close eye on it.
Yep. Eric's in the house. Wants us to start over. You're a little late, Eric.
Yeah, that's what the replay's for.
Yep. So, anyway, Does anybody get out and find anything this week? I wasn't able to. I've been working on yard and had classes over the weekend and a couple days worth of other things going on. And so my treasure hunting's been a little thin right now.
Nah. Well, my treasure hunting has been treasure hunting of a different sort here past few days. But
get them lawnmowers going.
Right. There's Mike. Welcome aboard, Mr. Mike.
Yep.
Metal Detecting Central Illinois, which I actually had a member of MDCI reach out to me today with a very interesting prospect that if things start falling into place, we may have another small event to talk about on the show.
Yeah. I saw all that about the school there, Shannon. Yep. It crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Hey, Tom, they're rolling in. Scott's in there. Jason. So
nice. Well, it looks like we've got everybody coming in.
Yep.
Yeah. Fine.
Slow roll. Must have been a long day today. So
I guess it would maybe it's time to try the little experiment. And we'll see what happens. Let me see here. Yeah, okay. There's Chuck. He's still here. Oh, that was interesting. I wonder if that was on my end or what.
Yep. Well, Dennis, we need to get up and find a good ounce of peace that week on gold. At least. Midwest Relic Recoveries on YouTube he is. So
let's see here. Let's drop back. Everybody hear Chuck okay?
Richard, help is always appreciated. You know, when I start throwing the tent up, before I even got stuff on the ground, I got a line standing there wanting things. I have a MANTICORE to deliver to a gentleman. I have a 900 to deliver. And they're going to be standing there panting. They'll want those detectors. Hopefully I can get them. I'll have them with me at the meet and greet. I know the one's going to be there, and I might be able to just hand that to them and say, there you go. The MANTICORE. They bought on the special. The special ends before then, which is the 5th of May, which is just a couple days off. So if anybody's still wanting to get on that special, which is a heck of a deal for a MANTICORE or 900, it's still alive, and I can do it. Yeah, I know, Dennis. Thank you. Okay. Tam says she can hear us yet.
Let's see what happens here.
Whoop, I'm
Try
back.
To add him back. There we go.
I know you well, Richard. folks, I have no idea what he's doing. That's my disclaimer. I don't know where the bubbles are. It's happened the past couple times we've been on. Dennis, you may have lost Josh. I can still see that I'm on. It says I'm in the show. As long as you can hear me. What do you want to talk about? Yeah, the Lawrence Welk show. A little slow in that ORH. Put the bubbles up. I can hear Josh messing with equipment in the background. He's trying some different things here. Tam's not worried, so lost Josh. A little too far for me to come search. I am going to be there Friday morning between 10 and noon. It's about a 3-hour drive from here. So I'm going to try to get there, find the camp, because I think they'll be out there, at least know my routing, check into the hotel, go to the meet and greet, which looks like it's a pretty nice place. Yep. What, Mindy, you know what time they'll be out there setting up? If it looks good, I'll throw some of my tables and that out and the tent and that kind of stuff. Tam says he came back after she lost him in downtown Chicago. Is that kind of like a bad penny? So 9 a.m. Well, if I left at 7, I get out there maybe at 10:30. We'll see how it works out. Yeah, could be, Mark. So I watched a quarter hoarder video today, and I don't know if you guys saw it. Doug found, and it might be an older one that I hadn't seen, but Doug recovered a 8 real, 1826. So that was pretty cool. But I don't know what's going on now. Pretty much quarter hoarder was using nothing but Natka, right? The video I watched today, he was running an Equinox. And Doug was running, I believe, an Equinox. And one of the other members was running a Garrett. So,
Well, we'll see. Maybe they can hear me now.
that's an older one, Dennis? Okay. I hadn't seen that one before. It popped up and I clicked it on. So, but there has been some shakeups going on in Natka. Big time. I could hear you, Josh. Can you hear us?
Okay, so they can hear me,
Mm-hmm.
and they can hear Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Okay. Oh, Tam brought you back. Maybe. So
Well,
anyway,
not sure what happened. Ooh, I do believe because I don't.
Scott, that's good
But
news.
it's got to be on my
Oh.
end. So I don't know. Maybe I blew a cable.
Okay.
We'll have to see. Anyway,
Yeah.
hopefully I'm not
that-
cutting Chuck off.
Can you hear me, Josh?
But gonna try a little experiment here and let everybody in the chat. I want to see how this works. Let everybody in the chat pick a number between 1 and 100. Actually, you know what? Strike that. Pick a number between 1 and 50. I want to test a little something. And you can guess as many times as you would like.
Well, they're guessing, Josh. Now, Josh, you can hear me, right? Evidently not.
And we'll let that roll for a little bit and see what happens. So we can at least try that. And I guess since I'm not hearing anything right now, any more that you have to share about DTH or anything, feel free to, Chuck.
Well, Mindy was filling me in on what time we can set up, what time they're going to be out there. I just got to dial in the right address to get that camp. And Frank and I'll be flying over there. We should be there between 9 and noon, depends upon when we get on the road. Scott, I think it was Scott, posted up what the weather warriors are saying. Right around 70 those 2 days at Boone, Iowa. So hopefully it's 70, clear and dry. Can you hear me, Josh? Interesting. I know you guys can hear me. I think he still wants you to keep rolling the numbers. He's working on something here. Phil, all you got to do is bring one of those microfiber cloths in case it rains on your head and polish it. Okay, Phil. Okay. I've asked Josh a couple times if he could hear me. And it doesn't seem to be working on his end. He's messing with cables or something. Jim is running out of numbers. Oh, well, yeah, there's only, it's interesting. So,
You can hear him.
No.
Okay, why don't you just end it?
I have, as long as everyone can still hear me, which hopefully I didn't cut Chuck off.
no, you
It appears that I may have had a cable fail. So I'm going to have to end the broadcast early and check into what cable just went and get that repaired. So we can stop with the guessing now. And I will go ahead and see if the experiment worked. Give them a chance to slow down there. It looks like they're slowing down now. Man, they were really putting them out there. See, this is a little test for the Mother's Day giveaway, basically. So we'll see. But I'll go ahead and roll this and see what happens. Let's see. Looks like Rich Kruckmeyer is asking when you will be there, Chuck. I'm assuming he's talking about DTH.
Yeah, I put out there Friday at or before 11 a.m. That means we got to hit, if we hit the road at 7, we should be there about 10:30. My guess is 3-hour drive out to Boone. To what it's telling me. And so we'll get out there and we'll probably go straight to camp and then back hotel we can't check into till 11 or 3. So I hope you can too, Richard. I'll tell you what, Josh, I don't know if you can hear me, but with the problems we're having.
Okay. So I've ran the little experiment. And we'll all wish a big congratulations to, surprisingly enough, Mike Lacquamette. So congrats to Mike. You have won yourself a prize. PM me your shipping information, because it wouldn't do very well to use your silver dime to send to yourself. So PM me your shipping information, and I will get a little prize out to you in the mail. This was just kind of it was supposed to be a trial run to see how things might work if we tried to do something like that for the Mother's Day giveaway. And it looks like it'll work. Now I just got to figure out what cable I lost. So congratulations to Mike Lacquamette. And also, you didn't hear this from me. But we've got... they're not in the chat, but we've got a birthday coming up for somebody, so we'll make sure and wish Travis Dickey a happy early birthday.
Yeah.
So happy early birthday to Travis.
If Travis is out there listening. And yeah, Mike, that cable will work eventually.
If you have anything else to add, Chuck, because I can't hear anything, I'll give you a chance to share anything else that you would like to share, and then I guess we'll go ahead and and dump the broadcast so I can restart the system and see what cable did what.
Night all. Be safe out there. Hopefully we've got some guest speakers coming on. We talked about that before the show. So everybody have a great one. I'm out of here. Night all.
And I know that, okay. I was going to say, I know Chuck knows how to find his way out. So I guess if I see him fall off the screen, we'll know that he's done with what he had to say. And we will apologize to everyone. I don't know what happened with the audio there. I should have it back Sunday, and everything should be well and good. We'll just have to see what happens. Until then, though, congratulations once again to Mike Lacquemet. For everyone else, stay tuned for an upcoming Mother's Day giveaway. It's going to be a nice one. Until then, we got to roll. Have a wonderful evening, folks. We're out of here.
We sure are glad you found us here tonight. Thanks for dropping by and joining in. If you like metal detecting, treasure hunting, gold prospecting, or even entertaining discussion, check us out Wednesdays and Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern, on your favorite podcast distribution services.